everyone, good afternoon, and welcome to the special session with Chichi Eruchalu. Welcome to the She's Complete Summit, Chichi.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. Thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. And so, please tell us who you are and what you do.
Yes, so I am a business strategist and a coach, and I basically help you get seen and get found by the people that matter. They're your ideal clients. And so I would say my sweet spot is business visibility, and it's helping you confidently overcome your fears around being seen, being able to share your message quite clearly, and kind of giving you the strategies and the tools to attract your clients and grow your business.
Awesome. Congratulations. You recently did the transition from running your business while doing a 9 to 5. And so tell us how that worked for you.
Yeah, so I have been in business as of last year, September. I've been in business I've been in business 4.5 years now. And I've always ran my business alongside my family and alongside a job. So my daughter's actually 5.
Plenty.
I know, exactly. It's funny because my daughter's 5 and she was the reason that I went into business, because I'd had her and I was like, I don't want to go back to a corporate job and I need to do something. Yeah. So I literally, that was the motivation to start my business. So me leaving last year was kind of a big kind of milestone. My whole business journey has been one of kind of lots of learning. I started off as a virtual assistant originally because I was like, okay, what skills do I have? What can I do that can keep me at home? And I was like, wow, all I need is internet and I can just serve all these people. Mm-hmm. That was really good. But then I found out that I was getting quite, I won't say burnt out, so to speak, but it was sort of like I wasn't charging properly. I had a lot of clients and I didn't have the lifestyle that I wanted. So I was very, very busy and working really, really, really long hours. So I had to kind of shift my business model. And then I had my second child. That became more apparent that I had to look for a better leverage model. And so I kind of do coaching now and I do training and I have courses and different things like that. But obviously the main thing was like, I wanted to be free from doing the job because, having a job is a blessing. I won't deny that. But you get to a point where there's only so much you can do because you are in a job. And there was only so much I could do with my visibility because I was in a job. I couldn't go all out and be free. I felt kind of trapped in a sense because I still was working for somebody else. So yeah, the journey to becoming full-time entrepreneur was really around helping me to manage my time well, be able to focus on just the core things I needed to do so I could leave, be really clear on the people I wanted to serve, providing them with what they needed and being visible enough that I could then take that leap. And that's what happened last year. So
awesome. Most times in the online world and digital world, you have a lot of people selling information, and people have to grow 7-figure businesses and they haven't gone through the process. And so people can say, oh, come, I'll teach you how to leave your job and grow a business when they haven't done it. And so you are a perfect example of someone who's been there, done that, and then you can actually lead and coach people into doing what they need to do in order to grow their business. Because today there are many more people who are starting businesses alongside a job or family, with especially here in Nigeria where the recession is hitting hard. And so people are finding that, okay, the salary at the end of the month isn't enough. Okay, what else can I do? So what would you say to someone who's just starting out so that they can set themselves up for success? Maybe a young mother, where you might have two boys, and so that's even why I opted to go for what I do. I started off freelance writing and then blogging, and then now I do blog consultancy. But how would you what would you say to someone who's trying to start a business alongside a job or a family?
Yeah, so good question. So first thing I would say is that you want to get clear on what the goal is. So, okay, you want to start a business. Yeah, clarity. So is it to get additional income to support the family? Is it because you do actually want to leave? So you want to be clear on that. And then you want to be clear on actually how much time can I dedicate to this thing? Because a lot of the times we think we have lots of time, but then it's at the expense of something else that's equally as important. So I always say to my clients, go and look at your schedule and map out the important things like your sleep, your job, your family time, your kids, your husband, and then come back and tell me how much time you have, not the other way around. So that's really important. And then the third thing I would say is you want to look at your skills and experience and see, okay, what is it that I currently enjoy doing? What is it that I can do that I can monetize, because sometimes we have this idea of doing business ideas and things, and it's either in an industry or a niche that we're not familiar with, which is not a problem, but there's a bigger learning curve. But why not start with where you're at? Like, what is it you're currently doing professionally, and what is it that you enjoy doing? Like you did blogging, you started writing, and then you kind of now consult for people. So you start with where you're at, and from there you kind of see, okay, what is the problem that I'm going to solve with this skill that I have? Because that is what business is. Business is solving a problem. So if you're not solving a problem, then you haven't really, you're going to struggle to sell things. So once you kind of identify, okay, I have this problem, and this is the problem. So for yourself, it's like, okay, people are struggling to what to write on their blog, or how to monetize their blog, or whatever the issue is. Or with me, it's like, okay, I need to grow my business, but I don't know how to put myself out there. I don't know how to attract more clients. That is the problem. Then you come with a solution. And then within that, you can then get very clear on who is it you're trying to attract. Because I think for a lot of people, they think, oh, I'm just going to get myself out there to everybody and then I'll be fine. And it's like, well, actually, if you try and attract everybody, you're going to attract nobody. So you want to be very clear on who it is you want to work with and why you want to work with them. And also, yes, they may have the willingness to pay you, but can they pay you? So for example, you're not going to maybe target students who have no money when you can target people who are professionals who do. So you want to think about that. The power of the internet now means that you can connect with people all over the world. You don't have to have a lot of money to start. You just need, a computer, get access to the internet. And then your first initial clients you'll often find are people who people who already know you, because business is about know, like, and trust. So people know you already, they know
your network.
you, they like you. Exactly. So you go to your network and say, hey, this is what I'm doing now. Are you interested, or do you know somebody who is? My first 3 clients were people I knew.
Oh, wow.
So, and once you kind of get that momentum going, you can then kind of use all the social media channels and everything else like that. So so I would say get clarity, be really clear on what it is that you want to do and why you're doing it, because it's hard work. If you hard work just having your job and your family, adding the business, that's another dimension. It's hard work, and you want to be clear on why you're doing it so that you can keep going when it's hard. Be very clear on the problem you want to solve and who you're solving it for, and then you want to be confident to go and tell people. Business will come by you telling people, I can help you. Here's how I can help you. Let's do business.
Good. Awesome. I love the last part, the emphasis. It's hard work. A lot of people, they undermine the amount of work. That when they see all the successful coaches, successful people, they be like, oh yeah, I want to be like that person. And then you see all the on Instagram hustle to you grind. I mean, what's the whole thing? You're hustling till 3 a.m. and all that. And then at some point you just be like, oh wow, I can't do this. No. And then you just close it up and say, no, I go to another venture, and then you start all over again.
Exactly.
So how would you what did you do practically, in maintaining balance with family, work, and then all the many things that there are to do?
So I would say that balance is an interesting word, because
is that even balance?
Exactly. And I think it's about being intentional with how you spend your time.
Okay.
So for me, truth be told, when I did the first time around, I didn't do it properly. I was like working all hours. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't, I didn't really have any support in my business. I wasn't very clear on what I was trying to do. And that resulted in burnout. And that resulted in me taking a step back from my business and saying, actually, this is not working, Chichi. You need to fix this. So going back to my previous answer, I had to go back and say, okay, what is the goal here? Like, I didn't get clarity in the vision, and what is the lifestyle I'm trying to create? So then let me now create this business to support the lifestyle. And then, practical steps. I say to my clients, like I said, don't be a superhero. You don't have to be a superwoman. You don't have to do everything. Okay. You need to learn to start to say no and be okay with saying no. While you're in this space where you have family and responsibilities and a job, you can't do everything. You just can't. So you want to be very clear on what the goal is, so that you can easily say, no, this is not going to get me where I need to go, or yes. You want to be very, very focused. You want to be open to the fact that you will need support. Once I took, for example, my VA, I used to have a VA 5 hours per month. When I made the decision that, look, this is the lifestyle that I'm trying to create, and I want to get out my job, and I need to grow my business properly, I got a VA at 10 hours a week. And that made such a difference. Wow. Because she took a lot of things away from me, because I'm spending a lot of time doing things that are not generating me income, but keeping me very busy.
Yeah, I can totally relate,
And we do a lot of that. We think, we're really busy. We think we're doing stuff, but then actually the bank balance at the end of the month says otherwise.
Yeah.
So it's real important. Other practical tips, I'll say your mindset is really important, having really good routines for yourself. So getting up early, for me, so that during that season, I knew that if I didn't get up at 5 o'clock and have like 2 hours to myself before it was time to get the kids ready and off to school, then I lost a lot of momentum for that day. So you all have to make some sacrifices in terms of how much, when you wake up and what you do in that time. I do a lot of automation, a lot of stuff like that. So I am very visible online, but I'm not actually there, if that makes sense. I use a lot of tools and things, and I repurpose a lot of things that I create, and I'm very intentional. Everything I do is intentional. It's like, what is this leading to? Is this to get a client? Is this to help my visibility? Is it the goal? And if it's not, then I just don't do it, because you don't have the time. And so people understand you don't have the time.
Yes, exactly.
But the time you have, you just maximize it.
True. Awesome. And then building a network, building a business, and then all the communication that goes on Facebook, so many groups on Facebook. When a mentor of mine told me to do a purge, told me to write out all the Facebook groups that I was in, I was appalled. I was like, no wonder it was getting me. I had to turn off notifications, because this group is so nice, this group is so nice, this group is so nice. You keep getting the bombardment, and what am I doing? I took out the month of August last year to tell myself, okay, what is it that you are doing? And some things are good, but they're not good right now.
Exactly.
They're not good for you right now. So what am I doing now, and how can I do what I'm doing properly without getting all distracted and all burnt out?
It's wisdom, because there's so much noise in the online space, and a lot of the times, yes, you do need some guidance and mentorship, to kind of get you going if you're new to business. But then there gets to a point where you have to trust yourself, and you have to make your decisions for yourself in the business, and you cannot rely on Facebook groups and other people to tell you what you need to do in your own business. And so I think that's wisdom, Ruth, to take that time out. And we all do it. We all have to do it. I did it over Christmas again, and just that purging of groups, purging of email lists, purging of the noise, because it then distracts you and you forget why you're doing what you're doing. And then you start to think, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And then you get distracted, and then you come off your own path. So yeah, I completely agree.
Awesome. So knowing that there should be this balance, how can one identify where I should be hanging out online? Especially with regards to visibility, struggling with getting visible. I know what I have is awesome. Some people come to me and say, okay, they have a business. Some of them might even have a brick and mortar store. They have a shop, and they want to explore the online market. They want to get known, get seen. And so how can such person, that woman, how can she know where to hang out online and put herself out there, maximizing her time online?
Yeah. So there's two things. So firstly, going back to knowing who your ideal client is, when you know who they are, then you know where they hang out and you want to spend your time there. So for example, I don't spend a lot of time on Twitter, places like that, because my ideal client's on Facebook. So I always hang out where she is. And then there's two kinds of visibility. There's kind of building your own platform. This is your website and your content and your own things. And then there's kind of leveraging other people's platforms to build your credibility as well. So you kind of want to do the both of them. So for example, what I mean by that is that, if someone's asking, okay, how can I find my clients? What do I need to do? So it's okay, your client, who is she? Where is she at? So my client's on Facebook. Okay, great. So you want to be engaging on Facebook, but in a way that works for you. So I don't get clients from Facebook groups. I just don't spend time in them. I think they're a time waste for me personally, because I haven't got time to go in there. And ultimately, I came to the decision that I wanted to build my own community, and I'd rather use other platforms to drive people back to my community and build people that way. Okay. So it's sort of like everybody should have their own kind of, what's the right word? I also say mothership, but it's kind of like your own home base. This is your website where you have your website and your own content and your own lead magnet, which is where people come to see, okay, who is this Ruth? Okay, this is who she is. Okay, here's her content. I can start to see that she's an expert in what she does and everything else like that. Then alongside that, they then may see Ruth being interviewed in some magazine here or some podcast here, and then that helps with the credibility piece, because they're places where your ideal client potentially listens or reads and sees. It's about being strategic. So for social media, for example, Facebook, my ideal clients are on Facebook, and I have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. Now the page, everything that you see on there is pretty much automated, because the goal of the page is to show consistency, that I am visible. But a lot of the action happens in the group, because the reach on a page is very low unless you're paying. So we have the page there that we use for the Facebook ads, and we use it to kind of show that, someone finds me and they go, oh, okay, she has a following, let me see what she posts on her page. Okay. Because somebody asked me, okay, what time should I post on a Facebook page? And I say, well, it's irrelevant really, because people could see it at any time, and most people don't see it anyway unless you pay to play. So I then say, okay, that's automated. I use a tool called Smarter Queue. It's a tool where I literally just load things into a library and it posts on a schedule. So I'm always visible.
Okay, that's like Buffer.
It's like Buffer, but unlike Buffer, you have to go and re-upload with Buffer. So this works like Edgar. I don't know if you've heard of Meet Edgar.
Oh yes, I have. So
it works exactly like Edgar, but like half the price.
Wow.
So it's a new kid on the block, which we've been using, and it's fantastic in terms of because again, even with Buffer, I still have to have an assistant to go in and load content every week or every 2 weeks or every month, and so that's time in itself. Whereas with Smarter Queue or Meet Edgar, you literally load it once, and then you just load as you get new posts and things like that, and then just recycles to the library. That's a great way for visibility.
Wow.
And that works for Facebook, that works for Twitter, and so you can use those for those platforms. And then depending if you have a group, I have a group, and so again, I'm not visible. I am visible in the group, but I'm not in the group all the time. I'll come in at certain times. I respond to comments and things. But you want to make sure that you have things for people to kind of find you, to connect with you. So like if someone sees my page and like, oh, I like her, what's the next step for them? So, they might go and see a blog post. Great. So they go to the website, they see a blog post, and there's a call to action to join my email list. And then through that process, they can come into my community and then maybe book a call. So you have to kind of think, when I'm putting out this information and when I'm being visible, what is the intent? What do I want people to do? Where do I want them to go? What is the goal? If you're trying to book consultations, you need to get people on the phone. How are you going to do that? So you make sure everything leads to that. So back to the question about how to do it without kind of, if you're juggling for time, you want to automate a lot of things, okay? So I get calls booked with me, and it's automated because I have content going out all the time. I have calls to action going out all the time. People sign up to an email, to a lead magnet, and within that email sequence, they will get invited to a call. They'll book a call. So I don't touch anything. I do the work at the beginning to set everything up, to load into Smarter Queue, to create the content, and I still create content on a regular basis, and we just load it in. But they all, what helps you if you're working or you have short on time is automation. Use the tools to help you. Help you remain consistent as well.
Awesome. Automation is key. I just discovered that in December. And so it takes the burden. It lightens the burden.
It does, because life happens, and if you're busy posting on your Facebook page every day manually, and then for example your kid is sick, then you don't post that day, then you've lost consistency. But if you plan it all in advance, then you know that everything's going out all the time, regardless of what's going on in your life.
Awesome. And so how would you say one can be more consistency, automation, that's one. What other way can one be consistent?
So consistency doesn't always have to be you being the one consistent, if that makes sense. So when I talk about consistency, I'll say to my client, okay, what is the reason, why is it you want to be consistent in this area? Like, what is the result? So I had one client and she said, well, I know that when I'm struggling with consistency with my social media, but I know that when I do that, I get engagement and then I get more sales. Okay. So we now know that the reason you want to do that is because you get more sales, and that's the reason. So it's kind of help with consistency. You have to understand, okay, why is it I want to do it? Then what is the thing that has been stopping me from doing it? Like, why am I not doing it right now? So then she was like, oh, I'm struggling for time. I don't know what to post sometimes. There's so many things going on in my life, and then I forget. And so then it's sort of like, okay, let's plan for failure. We know that these are the areas that are going to kind of be a stumbling block. Let's plan for failure. Let's take some time out to plan your topics. Let's take some time out to create the content and then to schedule it. then you know, just going back to our previous conversation, it's going to happen. So consistency comes from an understanding of what is it I'm trying to do and why am I trying to do it? Then how can I plan for failure? You know, what's going to stop me from being successful? And then when I then do that, I can then be more consistent about taking that right action. So you schedule it in, you get accountability, you tell people, I'm going to be sending you an email every week. Then you know, okay, I've told my community they're going to get an email every week. So that means I need to then do what I need to do that. But added to that, you figured out why you're struggling to do that because you've spent some time to plan out your content and what's going to go in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It really, really does. It really does. Awesome. And so, yes, let's talk more about, this is the She's Complete Summit. And then a number of people, when they hear about the complete woman, and then there's this perfect, image of the woman. So do you think, in your opinion, the complete woman or the total woman exists, in the 21st century? And then how would you describe such a person if she actually does exist?
It's like the Proverbs 31 woman. Does she exist?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that it's something we all strive for, and just like success is different for everybody. I think this complete woman is different for everybody. So if I said to you, Ruth, what does success look like for you in terms of being the woman that you want to be? It could be a very different thing to what I would define. Okay. So I think you all have to kind of decide, we decide ourselves what complete means. So for me, complete means a good marriage, good relationship with my children, a happy home, a peaceful home. I'm being, having an impact in my business. I'm looking after my health. I have good finances. I'm able to be generous with my time. I'm able to support my community. These are things that are my measures. Okay. So, does it exist? I think it's a work in progress. I think we're constantly working to become better, and we're constantly working to improve. And then, what was the second part of the question again? Sorry.
Yeah. Why? If she does exist, and how would you describe her? But I think you're doing the description already.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's what you define. So it's Stephen Covey in his book, and he talks 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and he says, start with the end in mind. Okay. So if you go, and think about your funeral, and people are talking about you, what would you want them to be saying about you? What would you want them to be describing about your life and how you impacted them and everything? And so that's why I think it's good to go and look forward so that you can come back and say, okay, I need to start doing this. I need to start doing this. So for me, the complete woman is whatever you define her to be based on what you want to achieve in your life. Okay. As a Christian, I know I have a baseline for what that woman is because I have certain responsibilities as a wife and as a mother. And then I have my business as well. But ultimately, other aspects will be more important to me than say they are to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. Now, would you say that a single woman can be fulfilled in life or business, can live out her purpose without necessarily being married or having children? Can she be said to be complete? Because society, especially here in Africa, they place more emphasis on marriage, and so as a single woman, everybody's asking, so when is he coming? I'm married yet? And so can a single woman be complete? Can a single woman live out her purpose, fulfill her dreams and visions without being married?
I would say yes, if that's what God has called her, the life God has called her to be. I think until, if she has a desire to get married and it's not happened yet, I think that she shouldn't put her life on hold. Okay. I feel that, or I believe that she has gifts placed inside of her, and she should go and utilize and cultivate those gifts. And she should live her life and walk in her purpose, knowing that, I've asked God that I want to be married, I want to have that relationship, I want to have children, and they're coming, but I'm not putting life on hold, if that makes sense. So to answer the question, I think that, yes, you can live a life. And the thing is, marriage is not a thing to complete you, if that makes sense. I think you, as an individual, you need to be a whole person, and then you join together with another whole person, and you become one. Yeah. So if you're waiting for marriage to be this trigger for you to start living your life, then you'll be disappointed when you get married. To live your life and be impactful. And this is why, as somebody who has been married for almost 7 years, and I think back to my single years, I think there's so many things I could have done more as a single person. Because once you're married and you have children, it's like, you now have more responsibilities and constraints, time and everything like that. So single women, embrace this season and look at all the amazing things that you can do, and prepare yourself for that next level, that next phase, trusting that it's coming, but don't put your life on hold. Don't.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I could go on and on. If anyone listening who wants to connect with you or get some, coaching on business or living a career, how can they reach you?
Yeah, so you can find me at chichieruchalu.com, and you can also find me in my free community, which is CEO Mastery. So that's if you go to www.ceomasterygroup.com, and that will take you in there. There's over 2,500 women in there, and I do kind of training in there. I'm very visible in that group, and I support the community of women in there. So there's lots of other women who are like you can come and connect with. So yeah, and then I'm on Facebook and Instagram as Chichi Eruchalu.
Chichi Eruchalu. Okay, awesome. Thank you so very much, Chichi, for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, take care now.
Bye.
Bye.